What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh. This is Overlanding Now. Thank you for coming back for another adventure. Today, we are headed down to Jefferson National Forest. That was not our original intention, but that's where we think we're going to find the coolest weather. There's a spot there called High Knob Recreation Area. It's about 4,200 feet in elevation, which if you know anything about the East Coast, that's a rarity. I have my buddy Brian with me, who's a first-time caller but a long-time listener to the Overland world. With his Z71, just put a new rooftop tent on it. Should be a good day. Gonna go explore some forest roads and get some camping in. And that's where we're at. Want to make this intro short. See you on the trail.
This is not flattering.
You look good.
I'm so tired.
Are you ready?
No.
You got something hanging from your tent back there.
The USB cord?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. That's all you got for me.
Dude.
It's fudge! It's Fudge Friday!
After packing up camp, getting our weekly dose of fudge, we started making our way south towards Jefferson National Forest. This drive was roughly 3.5 hours from where we were currently staying in Stanton, Kentucky. The reason we decided to go to Jefferson National Forest is the elevation is much greater, and on this weekend it was extremely hot. The temperatures were roughly 90 degrees with the humidity. We were pushing 95, and I knew that having Brian and Bailey in a tent in 95-degree weather for their first experience of overland travel would probably not be the best idea. So we made our way south to Jefferson National Forest to check out High Knob Recreation Area. High Knob Recreation Area has a rough elevation of about 4,200 feet at its peak, and I knew that the temperatures there would be much cooler. The only issue we could run into is the fact that High Knob Recreation Area and the Jefferson National Forest is one of the wettest areas on the East Coast. So we were definitely taking a chance with potentially running into a large amount of rain, but we got extremely lucky and it was a beautiful evening once we finally got there. The roads leading into Jefferson National Forest and up to the High Knob Recreation Area are extremely windy roads. There's a lot of switchbacks, and although they are 2-lane roads, you want to be extremely careful as you head up these switchbacks because you pretty much blind turns the entire time. Once you make it to the top of High Knob Recreation Area, there is this awesome stone lookout that you can walk up to and take a look at all the vast beauty that surrounds Jefferson National Forest. Now, Jefferson National Forest is located just inside of Virginia, so we had to travel from Kentucky to northern Virginia in order to get here. But in Kentucky, you don't have the views or the elevation like you do down in Virginia and as you get further down the coast. So taking the time out of our day to drive the 3 hours to get to a place that had extreme views and a lot of beauty, we decided that that was probably our best route. And really, that's what overlanding is all about. Just finding a new location that you want to explore, going and exploring it, seeing as much of it as you can, and heading back. After taking in the views at the High Knob Recreation Area, we decided to explore the forest road system in the Jefferson National Forest. Now, there were tons of forest roads, and based on my experience in the past, I knew that if we just kept traveling through these forest roads, we would eventually find camp. For whatever reason, the Jefferson National Forest was pretty much closed down on all of their forest roads. The main forest roads were open, but all of the offshoots were closed. And I was unable to find any significant campsites that were remote and that had the view that I was looking for. I think as you begin to travel and you continue to travel, you start to understand how the forest road system works. And when you do that, you know that typically you can find a really good camp spot pretty easily. For whatever reason, in Jefferson National Forest, none of these forest roads had any type of pull-offs whatsoever that you could make a comfortable camp at. So what we decided to do was travel around as much as we could, and as it started to get later in the day, we realized that we needed to find somewhere to camp before it got dark. So we headed back to where we had originally began, because we knew that there were 2 campgrounds in the High Knob Recreation Area, and both of those campgrounds were pretty much empty. And when we got back, we found a beautiful spot that had unbelievable views, and there was not a single person in the campground whatsoever. Obviously, camping in a campground is not our first choice, but given the amount that we had traveled this day, we knew that just finding a suitable camp spot is what we needed to do so we could cook dinner, get our tent set up, and have an opportunity to enjoy the evening. And luckily, that's what we got the chance to do, and it was an absolutely beautiful spot right on the edge of a huge overlook that allowed us the chance to camp and cook, get everything set up, and have a pretty peaceful night's sleep. After many nights in the Geo Pro, we finally have the tent open with a view. How do you feel about sleeping in the Smart Cap, babe?
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. What would be a pro?
I get to sleep next to Remy.
And no bears.
Yeah,
What's a con?
I'm locked in.
She wants me to lock the doors in the Smart Cap so nothing can get her. The problem is she can't get out. Might keep her in there, to be honest. But feels good to have the tent finally out. And I know I say actual camping, but I mean, sleeping in a camper is not really camping. Sorry. I know, controversial, whatever. But the view we have, hopefully it's not super blown out. Right out of the tent. And we're gonna make tacos. And we're gonna hang out by a campfire. We're in Jefferson National Forest, which escalated kind of quickly because it's not where we intended to be. We were supposed to be in Kentucky. I found Jefferson National Forest. I said, let's go. We'll probably find some high elevation camp spots. It won't be so hot. Well, here we are. And look at this.
And everything was closed.
And everything, oh, by the way, everything in Jefferson National Forest is closed. But right behind our camp, you can see this. We walk down these little steps. There's a fire pit down there. So, it's turned out to be a primo spot. It's a campground and not a single soul was in it. So I'm not sure that it gets any better than that.